This is a workshop meeting agenda of the governing body of the Borough of Bloomingdale, Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025 at 6 p.m. Call this meeting to order by the salute to the flag. I
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Zalato?
Here.
Councilman Brocker?
Present.
Councilman Catalano?
Here.
Councilman Graziano?
Here.
Councilwoman Hudson? Here. Councilwoman Schubert? Here. Councilman Yazdi?
Councilman Yazdi is running about 15 minutes late. He texted me he was stuck on traffic on 287. So people will be
Another way. Another way.
We also have our tenant administrative assistant, Amy Greenspan, business administrator, Michael Sondermeyer, and borough attorney, Dawn Sullivan. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. Adequate notice of this meeting is advertised in the Herald News on May 11, 2025. Copies were provided to the local news media and posted continuously in the municipal building. A copy of this notice is available to the public and on file in the office of the municipal clerk. As per state fire code, I'm required to acknowledge there are two emergency exits in this council chambers. The main entrance which you entered through and a secondary exit to the left of where I am seated. If there is an emergency, walk orderly to the exit through the door, down the stairs, and out the building. If there's any questions, please raise your hand. Seeing no one, I need a motion to authorize Amy to be our administrative assistant tonight for temporary serving in the municipal clerk.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We do have one non-agenda item tonight. This is for a recreation program. They're adding a lacrosse program,
Correct.
which is great. This will be the first time for Bloomingdale, so we're just going to do that as a non-agenda. That'll be an introduction tonight, because they want to start in July.
Correct, and have to introduce and adopt at the next meeting that they start in July.
Correct. Okay. There is, as you're all were notified, there's no reason to go into executive session tonight, so we will open up an early public comment. Do I have a motion up to open early public comment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to come up, please come up. Seeing no one, motion to close?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Reporting committees.
I've been working for the town fireworks on June 28th, and we have about 10 food trucks, and we have one on our very own Bloomingdale Frontier maple syrup vendor that's going to attend. I reached out to Mr. Riley about possibly when he, because like for the Memorial Day parade, he opened up the museum. I'm hoping he can keep his hours as usual, Saturday hours, and maybe have his talk regarding the Bloomingdale's participation in the Revolutionary War and the Federal Hill site. So I'm hoping he could do that. Again, the Bloomingdale Senior Center has a lot of projects, and they just did their Finger Lake trip on May 20th. June 19th, they're going to Casabianca to see a restaurant, and they have June 25th, Little Mermaid at the Paper Mill Playhouse. All their things are listed on the Bloomingdale calendar under the Senior Center, plus they also have their own Facebook page. They also have their through the Passaic County Food nutrition calendar. They have the June schedule up as well. And also for the Tri-Borough. However, there, as you mentioned last week, the mayor and Mr. Broadhurst and town mayor all attended the Bloomingdale the Tri-Borough First Aid Squad. It was their week for
It was EMS week.
EMS week, yes. I heard about it a little too late, so I did not attend. Also, but for April, their numbers were they had 636 calls, and back in 2024, they had a total of 541 calls. So they're definitely increasing. As always, they have rentals if you needed assistance in any kind of wheelchairs and other items. They also have a it's Helpsy. It's a clothing drop-off containers that are in front of their address, which is at 51 Morse Ave in Butler, if you have any items that you wanted to drop off. Next is for the library. They have their small library Big Impact. Next year they're going to celebrate their 100 years, and they're encouraging stories of Bloomingdale, if anybody is interested to sign up for that, and also to take advantage of their many literacy programs, including Hoopla, which is a free service. And they have their next big, on July 17th, they have a Speaking from Spirit with Rosemary Marie Babinetti. It's a medium. She's going to be speaking. If anybody's interested, you do have to register. Seating is limited, and it's going to be here in Catholic Chambers. And their annual fundraiser for the library is Julian Pianos, October 17th. And for as always, everything's located online. And this weekend we had the Memorial Day Parade, which was very highly attended, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day. And that's it.
Just one item, a reminder, June 14th, we have the Sloan Park Festival from 3 to 9 o'clock. Main Street will be closed between Reed and Leary. It'll be a really good time. And again, that's 3 to 9 o'clock on June 14th. That's it.
Okay. Regarding the fireworks, June 28th, they start at 6 p.m. The rain date is the 29th. The walking path at Walter T will be closed starting at 2 p.m. either day, depending on if we have rain or not. Again, reminder, the garage sale is this Saturday, June 7th from 9 to 5. Signups are closed. Sloan Park Fest. On July 4th, just a reminder, the borough is closed, no DPW pickup. Also, I wanted to say a thank you to everyone that showed up for cleanup day. We probably had in the vicinity of about 70 people, so it was great. And thank you to everyone that participated. Also, I wanted to say a thank you to Sam Scatoro, the head of Search and Rescue. He did a presentation last week here in council chambers to a number of people. We had representatives from police departments, OEMs, state officials. It was a wonderful presentation about search and rescues, how they're conducted, programs that they use. And I want to say representatives came from quite West Milford, Pompton Lakes, Wanacue, Oakland. Who else did we have there? Bloomingdale, clearly. The county was there, the state was there. So really wanted to thank Sam. It was very informative, and we have gotten a lot of great feedback from a couple of police departments that actually are considering some of the software that we use. So again, thank you to Sam Scatoro.
Our Board of Health, we have 2 ordinances that passed. If you have any questions on that, you could email me, dhudson@bloomingdalenj.com, .net, I'm sorry. Also, don't forget to sign up for Recycle Coach. It's on the main page of the website, bottom right-hand side, the same with RAVE. Bottom right-hand side, that's our emergency notification system. And also a reminder, which I have said a couple times now, if people have questions on how to reach employees and individuals at the borough, please refer to the borough website. Google it does not necessarily work. So the borough website is the best place to get information on phone numbers and emails for anyone in the borough.
Actually, on the Google website, the phone number is incorrect.
Yes, it's incorrect for a lot of departments, but we never set that up.
No, that just,
So that's just whatever. But we've had a number of people asking for contact information, and we really just are trying to refer everyone to the website because everything is on there and updated. That's all I got.
Dave?
The Board of Ed had their May meeting where they recognized 3 outstanding teachers who had received the Governor's Educator of the Year Award, Sage Donnelly, Shannon Gomez, and Gabriella Herbert. They also recognized 2 specialists who were awarded by the Governor's Award, Lauren Podolick and Janine Seiner. So it was a nice meeting, a lot of recognition for some hardworking individuals in the school district.
So as far as the Environmental Commission is concerned, I know we heard the close of last meeting, the public comment discussion on the Beaver Culvert at Oakwood. And we did get DEP approval letters to start that project. I know Mike's got some work to do for pricing out the material list, but hopefully you guys will see something in the coming meetings on moving forward with addressing that situation. A lot of thanks to Patrick from the Environmental Commission for that. And then obviously you heard with rec, we have the lacrosse program that we're going to be discussing tonight. We have the new ordinance, and I think they've got a sound bath coming up on the 10th. Anyone is interested?
That is what?
June 10th. Yeah. It's like a healing and yoga event put on where it's like sound healing and like brass Tibetan played bowls. It's supposed to be very soothing and
I guess the
calming.
summer solstice.
Yes, see there it is, there, summer solstice. Yeah. June 10th, I believe it is. So that's all I have right now for rec and environmental.
Mike?
Yep, Catherine and Bailey, they're finishing it up, they're milling and paving this week, they'll probably wrap it up next week. Bow Pond, we are looking to do an official grand opening on the 14th. Right now it's tentatively at 9:30 in the morning. I'll send out some invites to the county to see if any of the commissioners want to come up, because obviously they got us the open space grants that helped us.
Yeah, when I met with him, I told him we definitely would invite him.
A couple little punch items, very minimal, with the fencing. You have to put some caps, security caps, otherwise we're afraid we're gonna end up in the pond. And then they gotta do some more soil and some seeding. They're gonna hydro seed around there, because they lost a lot of the seed in the soil with all the rain we had. They just put it down, got torrential rain, so. And then I'm looking to, we have money left over, we don't know how much yet of the grants up there, of the open space money that is from the county, and I'm looking to get a nod from this committee here, the government body, to go back to the county with a letter asking if we can reappropriate some of the funds to, I'd like to take the pavers route that go through the middle of the park, go from Sandra Lane to Bow Drive. Because a lot of the pavers end up in the lake, kids are picking them up. The ones that used to go through the center is now a concrete sidewalk, so I figured we just match the concrete. So we gotta get a number for that. And then they wanna do a camera system up there as well, since we just spent $1 million. We have a lot of issues up there with vandalism on the basketball court, stuff like that, so we'd like to put cameras up there. And then I figured we could try and, because we have money there, and it's county money, or open space money for us, try and get the money to replace the fountain that we did, but then replenish our rose fund put our money back in the rose fund and use the open space money for the fountains.
Is that much left over?
There is. Yep.
Is it advantageous for us with the other open space projects down at
What I'm gonna do, if they allow that, I know where you're going. Anything that's left over, I'm gonna ask them to reappropriate down to the leisure to cover that whole thing. And if there's anything left with the park one down there, because we got money from them for that, and we got the LRG grant for that project as well. And if we reappropriate what's left, whatever left after that, we'll put that towards the grant we just got for the grandstand side and the backstops and stuff like that.
Yeah, we just got $180,000 open space grant for this year.
For that project. For the other
Major trail
side.
improvements.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, through the county.
So if everybody's on board with that, I'll send a letter and ask planning department if they can reappropriate those funds for us.
No, you can just do it. You guys good with that?
So just to be clear, you have to figure out the leisure cost first?
Nope.
And then these other items, or you're just?
No, I just gotta figure out what the cost is for both on the three things I wanna do. What we wanna do, so I wanna do, we wanna do in the town. And then ask them if we can reappropriate some of the money for that to cover those three expenses for us. And if there's anything left, reappropriate what's left to the leisure, playground.
The way it works, the project of the playground project, right? It's set for the scope of work within that project. You go outside that, you gotta get permission to use, even though it's still in the same park.
Is there a likelihood higher for doing the 3 projects there close to the current projects than having it moved to another location?
Yes.
Yeah, then absolutely, we don't wanna let.
Yeah.
I think we'll get approvals for all of it,
Okay.
They will.
because they'd love to upgrade parks.
And we've done projects in the past with Vogue, basketball, and we have reappropriated, they might let go, we bought benches and tables, they wanted us to spend the money.
Yeah.
So I don't see them saying
I
no.
have a question. The leisure bathrooms, this is part of it?
No,
No.
That's the next other grant is security, that's.
that's a separate, totally separate project.
And then, with that project, are the bathrooms gonna be the accessible with like bigger entrances?
That's what we need to talk about, that's what we secured money for, we need to put plans together for that now.
It's the third open space.
That's the third open.
Third open space, yeah.
We have
There's
Vogue,
2 at the leisure.
That's 2
playground to leisure, and then the other side.
About 2 years away.
About 2 years. Yep, just you get them aware, you got 2 years to do it.
One question on Vogue. I understand that the 14th will be the grand opening, but we're gonna be doing a soft opening prior to that as long as it's ready to go, correct?
No, we were just gonna do it, right? We just
Yeah,
had to-
because there's still, the work that has to be done is not gonna be done in a week. All right, because they're scheduled to do other work. And then once they go and do their punch work, we gotta go back and have it inspected. So the time that's all done, we'll be ready to do the grand opening.
Okay.
All right.
What's that date?
14th.
Is we're gonna do the morning of the Sloan Park Fest, down there. We didn't want to obviously interfere with that, but we did it early in the morning, we would get a good turnout with kids. Also, we're going to invite, right, the tree.
Yeah, Elijah, the little boy that passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah, they want to plant a tree in honor of him by the new playground. And then we've also put the little library back,
We did,
that's back in there that we dedicated to, Dalpan.
yep.
Right.
And actually, another, we were gonna purchase a new sign, little park sign.
Mhm.
So it matches all the other signs we just redid in town.
Yeah.
So the same type of thing, so that's also part of that reappropriations.
And I don't know if you might not have looked at it, I've been going out there pretty much a couple times a week just to see the progress. And it's beautiful.
It is,
It's beautiful.
There's some anxious little ones.
I get emails every day,
Oh.
I can name it.
I'm getting them on social media as well, like, crazy.
Just be patient, it's coming, you know? Yeah, so. All right? Anything else, Mike?
no, that was it, Mayor, thank you.
You want to update on Catherine and Bailey?
I did.
You did that, I'm sorry, okay. Okay, Amy, anything?
Nothing this evening, ma'am.
Want to introduce?
Oh, I'm sorry. If anyone, you guys came in a little later, this is Daniel Canning. He's an intern at our office for the summer, and he's just here to see how local government works.
So she picked the right town.
Of course I picked the right town.
Evening, Daniel.
I had the opportunity to swear in Quinn Brissett as she was nominated to be the SRO officer of the day at the school. So we brought her in here last Thursday and swore her in as the officer of the day. And I don't know if you watched it on social media, but she got to ride along and participate in events through our police department, and she had a great time. So it's a really nice program that started, I think that started up last year.
Yep.
And they're gonna continue it, and it was nice.
Yeah, if I can expand on it, because I happened to get to encounter her during the day while she was doing it. It happened to be the day of the kindergarten and play or end of the year show, and she got to be security for the door for entrance in and out, along with our SRO, and it was I think she did really well.
Yeah, she looked like she really enjoyed it.
Strong, good young individual.
They had her outside doing calisthenics outside, push-ups. She was right with the guys because they go through a whole regiment in the morning when the shifts change. And she did everything. So really nice. Really nice. Okay. If there's nothing else, item number 10, resolution 2025 6.1, the consent agenda. Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
Second.
Any questions? It's pretty simple. Roll call.
Brockers,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert,
Yes.
Okay. Item number 11, A, second final reading, public hearing, ordinance number 17-2025, amending chapter 17 water and chapter 18 sewer rates, charges for service. Public notice statement, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this ordinance was posted in the municipal building, published in the Herald News, and copies were made available to the public, so that a motion may be made that it be read by title.
Do I have a motion to read by title?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
An ordinance of the Borough of Bloomingdale to amend and supplement Chapter 17 entitled Water and Chapter 18 entitled Sewer of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Bloomingdale, including a schedule of rates and charges for services rendered to the users of the water supply system and sanitary sewer system.
Do I have a motion to open up public hearing?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Come on, Linda.
I didn't know I was gonna come up.
You're our best customer.
I know. I'm really the old customer. Okay, Mike, about all the questions I asked you last week, as far as the surplus that we have, and as far as going up 8%, and what other expenses are being transferred from the borough to the water and sewer department.
I guess the last one first, there's nothing being transferred from general into water.
So none of your salary goes there?
None of my salary goes there. We used to, in the past,
Mhm.
we used to have a part of mine, part of Bree, or I should say Bree, part of the municipal clerk, part of the treasurer, CFO, part of it went in there. 3 years ago or so, we changed that. We just put 4 individuals in there. It's the superintendent of DPW, the assistant super, the foreman of the water department, and the laborer of the water department. So make it easier on the counting upstairs. There's 4 salaries that go into that. And it's the same number. It was about $475,000, whatever that number was, that salary line was. But it's just easier on them, instead of doing percentages out of the 4 or 5 other people in town. They just did 4 individuals into that water department.
Okay, then when I let them look at the budget, then it should, if I go back 3 years, there should be a big increase in the salaries for a borough administrator, for,
There'll be an increase in,
okay.
yep. And then your surplus, so last year, we generated about 368,000 in surplus, and we used 150 to offset last year's budget. This year, we had about a $500,000 surplus because we raised rents back in the end of 23 because of the reason. And we are using 334,000 this year to offset the water budget, which leaves about 125 in there. And the reason we're going up.
The operating surplus according to your financials.
Yep.
Was $671,029 as of December 31st, 2024. And if you're using 300,000, it leaves 371,000.
I have on my fund balance was 521,000.
That's
as
directly,
of December 31st, 2024.
and that's from finance.
This is our, yeah, this is what's even online, this is on the webpage, anybody can get this.
I did, and the total, that's just December 31st. The total is the 671,029.
I'm showing 521,029 on balance.
671.
Oh, you're not looking at the annual financial statement, you're looking at what the budget was. Okay, this is the financial statement that the auditor did. This is what
That's
actually
this
was
year.
left in there.
This is 2024.
This is-
According, this is on the budget for, that's under 2024. You know, it's not the audited amount. So I don't know if the audited amount is different, but that's 671,029.
And here, there's the number I'm looking at, the 521. Which tell me that's what the fund balance is, which would be the surplus this year. That's what, I'm in total, that's our surplus, 521, and we're using 333 of it.
I guess we'll have to see when we get the audited financial statements.
But the reason we're going up, obviously, as the mayor stated, we did have an increase from the sewer authority
How much?
of about $82,000 increase.
And what percentage is that?
It's about 4.5%.
So we're all going up 8% to cover 4.5%.
No, let me finish that. So that is taken care of in the OE, operating expense line. So our operating expense line last year was the $2,901,431. This year's operating expense is the same, $2,901,431. What we did in the finance department, they cut 81,000 plus 82,000 out of all the other lines to make the OE, because that's what we were directed by the budget committee to do, to bring the OE in flat. So we cut other lines, and that's what they're nervous about, because other lines we went over with last year. And if we go over this year, we are gonna be in the red. The bond principal, we went to permanent bond last year. Our bond principal payment last year was $150,000. This year, this is outside of O&E, is now $390,000. So it's a $240,000 increase.
Debt does it to you
for debt.
always.
Bond interest went up $8,000.
What's the total bond interest?
What we're paying, we paid $237 last year, we're paying $245 this year. So it's an $8,000 increase on interest.
So 245 and 300,
So
545.
overall, water budget went up really 5% on 2024 to 2025, went from 3.9 to 4.2 is what we're asking for in the budget this year.
No, 80. Well, the increase is 8%.
The budget went up 5%. We have other things that take effect in there that we're not looking at is we have state mandated testing that has to be done for the Department of Environmental Protection, that we're lead paint, lead water and lead pipes. So that we have to sign a contract for X thousands of dollars with the company H2M to run all the reports for us and keep us on track. We have a 10-year plan to get to every single household, to see every single meter, every single line coming in to make sure it's not lead. We have to do 10% of those a year. Material costs obviously are up with things going on at a national level. And obviously that affects our water breaks. We've had multiple water breaks this year already. On Main Street, we had 3 in the last 2 months here. And obviously we have outside vendor that comes in and pays for us, so as those costs go up, pavement goes up, obviously our rates are going up, and what we're being told by our auditors and by our finance and CFO is that we need to raise 8%.
I guess also the salary's going up 3% versus.
3%, that's another, yep, salary went 3%, we went from, we had 475, so they went 15,000 to 490, which is 3%. So you're correct on that statement. And that's, and just one caveat, if I wrote here, if we would have stayed with, say, Valley Water, it would have been worse. Because they're charging us almost 2 times what Butler's charging us for the water side. And
Okay,
the
I guess
big
we're gonna
side.
see now when the budget comes out, with these 3% raises, where Mr. Catalano said that's never gonna hurt our budget. We'll see how much it hurts our budget this year.
I don't believe those are the words I.
That'll be the budget.
It's not
It's
gonna
not go
affect,
there.
That's the budget.
You
I
said it
just want
wasn't
to be clear
going,
that don't use the words I used.
you said it wasn't gonna affect us.
Anyone else?
You want-
When I spent the park, so we got extra money.
No, we're not there yet.
No, you didn't
we
have
talked
to-
No, we're talking about the
This is
second and
public
final.
hearing.
Well,
Just-
about-
yeah, just for the water sewer.
This is just the water and sewer.
Good way to.
It'll be like 2 minutes.
We're approving an ordinance. Within the ordinance, there's an open public hearing regarding just the ordinance. So when we get to that stage, open public, you can come up and
Ask
ask
me what you
questions
want.
about anything you want. I see no one, motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert,
No.
Ronkhurst,
Yes.
Can I ask a question, Evie? You have to vote how you like. What would you do to rectify the problem if we can do this?
Just the increments seem, I mean, obviously, yes, there's no way around the increase, but just seems a lot for us, being that, you know, our water bill's already so high, and these are, just,
This is just to keep us out of the red, okay, so we can pay our bills, to continue to upgrade our systems. All right, I give you, for example, the pipe on between Warren and Catherine on Elizabeth Street, and Catherine Street side, excuse me. There was 2 inch galvanized pipe, which we're forced to replace. All comes out of the water department budget, which we did last year. Now Catherine, that's being paid as part of the project for the Catherine Street project. But we did the water side way before that. All the stuff they were doing, all these upgrades that we have to do to get rid of galvanized pipe, make sure that averages about $100,000 when you combine it all together.
Yeah.
So we have to fulfill our obligation, or we're gonna be, I would say, in trouble.
Which is okay, and then you gotta use general funds
To get out of
Taxes are
that.
going up.
I mean, nobody on this council wants to see an increase. There was many years going back, Mayor Dunleavy days and before that we didn't increase water at all. We were pretty stable. But as you start doing all these infrastructure projects, Hamilton Street, Chestnut Street, Warren Street, Orchard Street, we did Boston Street, that had 15 water breaks on Boston Street going back, was cost, and there was a hole that was 20 feet deep.
as far as the engineers, are they proactive as far as checking these things before they, like, were these anticipated breaks, or, completely?
It was because the system was 100 years old, okay? And before we got involved, going back, now I don't mean any projects being done, but we need to upgrade our infrastructure. If our sewer lines are not upgraded and we don't do that, our sewer lines were falling apart. So when it rains, where's that water go? In our sewer pipe. Our sewer pipe, and we get charged by the sewer authority for our water engines getting in there. By doing all the improvements we're making, we're keeping our sewer system that is just for sewer products that go through there, all right? Almost all of the flats was,
I'm
but we
still-
gotta pay for it.
I understand, I still wanna be a no, because
I'm not,
I feel,
That's fine.
I
I
feel
just-
that, with all of, we're doing a lot of other improvements, and there's other, like, police department and other things that we want, and, I'm not part of the budget committee, so I don't know, obviously, it's something that you guys have to do, but that's my stance.
okay, that's fine. I just wanted to see where maybe you had an idea that we can get around the 8%, to help out. To speak with Mike and the budget committee, we went through this and finance, through the whole thing, and this is where it came down to.
Just a question, is Butler also getting that type of increase, or just us, like,
All 4 towns. Butler, Riverdale, Kinnelon, and us, all part of that, Quantic River Coalition, Sewer Authority, Regional Sewer Authority, that hits all the towns.
And I just want to let you know, I spoke to one of our representatives, because each town has a representative of the sewer authority. I spoke to them, and they said it's only going to get worse. because all the mandates coming down from the state that they have to fulfill. So if they cost them money, where's that gonna roll to? The Ford tanks.
When they do a major fix, like they just did in Butler last year, onto the railroad tracks and through the main street, they had to shut down for a couple of months, that was all sewer related. We all eat that bill, because we're all part of the authority, that's not just Butler's bill, they'll split evenly. Same thing when they come here and work on ours, Butler, Kill, and Riverdale, cover our costs as well, they share. Part of the authority, we all share the cost.
And the other sad part about it is we don't have enough users to offset the cost big time. We have a small amount of users, but we all share that cost.
And we have capacity.
And we have capacity.
No one will be able to do it.
So, okay. We do not have any new business, so do I have a motion to open up late public comment?
Don't we have
Did we
a,
finish the
I
voting?
thought we did.
Yeah.
We did.
no, but didn't you say you had
We do have a
something, a late?
Oh, yes, yes,
Late,
yes,
yeah.
thank you. Yes. The non-agenda item, need a motion to read by title the ordinance change for our recreation program, chapter 2, administrative section of 2-6411, fees for recreation programs. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
An ordinance of the Borough of Bloomingdale and the County of Passaic and State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 2, Administration, Section 2-64.11, fees for recreation programs of the Code of the Borough of Bloomingdale.
Okay, and that will be
June
Final.
June 17th. Okay, all right. Raising it to 6:37. Okay, came in at perfect time. Late public comment. Oh, perfect. Have a motion of late public comment.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Address to
Yes, name of that.
Aaron Jasper, 125 Redwood Trail. About Bogue Pond, so if there's big excess, can we get like basketball courts, like children's size? Because my kids go there and those things are 10 feet high and they stare at them, like, what am I gonna do? Can they put them on the sides? That's one. And then the pond is being used a lot, like I drive by it a lot, right? There's always people fishing there now, it's a constant. So as part of that, maybe like there's like a little fishing pier on the side where like it's all marsh, something so that people can access more of the lake. And then at the end where it goes, the outflow goes into Oakwood Pond, you know, where the poison ivy is like crazy. Take care of that. So like there's maybe like a platform or something like where the cement is, so that people can stand on.
We can take that under advisement.
Yeah.
The governing body can make decisions if they want to
Yeah,
act on that, otherwise that'd be.
It's good for kids.
I like the dock idea like we have in Oakwood. Then you can get out actually on the lake.
And for kids, like it just gives them more,
The
you know.
basketball court, I don't know if we have to see where that money's coming from.
Yeah, oh, that's not part, okay, all right.
That's
So
not
it's
part
like
of it.
pond and
We had
recreation.
an open space grant about 2 years ago or so for, actually 3 years ago now, for the Bogue Pond basketball court.
Oh,
And we redid that with open space.
and then I'm also thinking like with the higher fishing pressure, right? Maybe we put warm water fish in there, like, you know, because we have the people come already to deal with the chemicals in the lake, correct?
Yes,
They can also, you know, put bass in there, because there's only like 10 of them.
There's a ton of bass in that.
I mean,
place. I'm telling you.
Not a lot. Well,
Damn big.
so, I mean, I fish, I'm pretty capable. It's not as good as what it should be, you know, based on the pressure. I mean, they're getting hammered. And the only way to alleviate that a little bit is like maybe some of the small ones go or a larger one goes when they, you know, come and do their job.
I hope they're not taking.
Well, also to be another one, catch and release, right? Because we can put regulations on the water bodies in town, right?
I don't know that. I don't know how you.
I'm pretty sure the town can, like in Pennsylvania they have it, so maybe we do move the catch and release with the lake, right? Except for the trout, whatever, you know, like they can take those, but like the bass, I know they have this in Pennsylvania and some of the lakes, like where they stock the trout, they're gonna die, you can take those out. But the pond, like for the warm water, cooler fish that can live, it's catch and release for those. Because I do know that people take out the bass, I've seen it, I'm like, you know, it takes a long time for the thing to go from this to its stop to this, and then it's yanked out, it's like, come on.
There was a juvenile eagle fishing that pond
Well, that's
a
different.
year ago too. The hammer doing a pretty
Yeah.
good job of it.
That's a natural one, no, you can't get upset about that.
But yeah, no, it's totally understandable. There isn't as much bass in that as there are other waters in the region, for sure.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's pretty deep in there, right? And I canoed in it.
6 feet.
Well, it's deeper in Oakwood, all right, relative.
Everything's deeper than
Yes.
Oakwood.
So many fish can survive in there, and there's always like a couple big
When
ones.
the flats
change, put, regulations on it to stop people from taking them out, because, people do come at night. Oakwood, they take the carb out, I'm like, what are you doing? So, I
I'll
don't
take
know.
into consideration.
All right, and then about the sewer, right, is there a way with the sewers, they have mapping, right, of when stuff was put in, repaired, right? Is there a way to roll through it? Because I'm sure it's much more expensive to fix something when it's an emergency, correct? It's you gotta get here, yeah, my friend the plumber, he's like, yeah, I love it, boiler goes out, you make 3 times the amount, right? But is there a way to try to keep those expenses at bay? And we know we're gonna get hit with water main breaks and stuff, right? To proactively go after I guess the Boston's a worst offender, right? But to go after ones that, based on looking at everything and what engineers know. What?
Look at the age.
Yeah.
And look at the number of breaks that were on that road, and that's what determines if we go ahead and fix it or replace it.
So we are proactive, I can tell you, Hamilton, Orchard, all the ones we did now, Boston Street, and Park Ave. We did all that because that is the oldest section of town.
Yeah, so they all, yeah.
All right, so now that is, utilities wise, that is the newest section of town. All right, and now next year we're doing over on Elm and Ann.
And,
Oh, so there's targeted effort, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
okay, all right.
We just don't, our water department, we sit there, we know, I go back to Boston Street because it was break, and nothing was ever fixed. The first thing we did when John was here was we went in and we redid, actually, when John first got on council, and I think Linda was on the council when we did that, was Mark Conklin was still here. We did Boston Street because there were so many breaks on the street. It was the first one we tackled because it was horrendous.
Yeah, probably 2 breaks in emergency is what it would cost to fix the whole thing, I'm sure, right?
Now, to replace sewer and water down one street is probably more than $500,000.
So question, Main Street, that's an issue, right? So when they do all the paving and the resurfacing of the road and they mill it down, can't some of that, the worst stuff there, be done at the same time, or is that
that'd be on us.
That's on us, and
That'd be a
that would
big
be-
expense.
That's on county.
I'm just trying to,
No, not the sewer.
you ask for ideas.
Everything on the top is the county. Everything from the curb in or out, I should say, the properties is us. Okay, so everything under the ground is us. The county has nothing to do with it. And we haven't had that many on Main Street.
Someone's gonna put them down.
I want to get it all new so I can just keep breaking. But the work that was done last night, if you saw that, that was from the last water main break there. We just went in and when the water main break, they temped everything out to get fresh out. So that was a plan fix last night. And also by finding that break, we found more galvanized pipe.
All right, so you had to
So
just do it while you're there.
We did.
We don't make another hole.
Yeah, so we did. All right.
And then with the shared costs, right, on that, is it 25, 25, 25, equal percentage, or is it on population?
That population and
All right,
users.
just making sure,
Yep.
because you never know.
Yep, Bloomingdale and Butler are about 30-something%, and then Rivendell, Kennewan are below that. 38,
All right, no, I'm
34,
just curious.
22, and 28, and whatever the numbers fall out.
All right, fair enough. No, that's all. Just throw that out there. But yeah, if you guys are on it, you're on it. Just fingers crossed, because it was a lot. It was 3 in a row. I'm like, well, what's going on here? We got a lot of water coming up. But all right. All right.
And there was one also on Open Reef, went back maybe a month ago.
The table rises as high as it has.
As soon as winter's over.
Yeah, we have a lot of water.
And then the table rises, it doesn't help.
A lot of water. So, all right.
Okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no one else, motion to close late public comment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Our next meeting is June 17th, at 7 o'clock. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Appreciate it.